Hello friends and welcome back to Prunku's Pipe Smoking Den. I'm Prunku, I'm in my den, and today we will be talking about a very important subject, and that is additives in tobacco, be it pipe tobacco, cigars, cigarettes. Uh, Recently, I was talking to Silviu from Vintage Pipes Nightmares, and he told me about an older video that Mr. Janez from Pipe and Tobacco made about this exact subject. And to be honest, when I saw that video, I was very, how should I say, amazed of the information that is in there. Many of us are not aware of the additives added in pipe tobacco, in tobacco in general. We know that there are some additives added, but some tobaccos that are, well, let's say the problem itself is not that the tobaccos have some additives. The problem is when tobaccos are presented as being natural or non-aromatic or have no flavorings or no sugar added or whatever. And what Mr. Janez did in that video is expose some of the great brands in pipe tobacco, and he showed us what we are actually smoking. So, do we really know what we are smoking or not? How natural is the tobacco that we, as pipe smokers, and even cigar smokers, how natural is that tobacco? Um, Mr. Janez made a great video with the additives, and he showed us uh, the additives in the tobaccos. My video will not be a copy of that video. What I want to do is to show you with the help of ChatGPT that I used what these additives are more specifically and why they are used in tobacco. Why is an important subject because uh, well, you will see the importance of these additives. And it doesn't matter, I will show you how it's used in pipe tobacco, in cigars, in cigarettes. So, my personal recommendation is that you first go to Mr. Janez's video and watch it. And I will put a link to that video in the description of this video. Go and watch it and then watch this video. So I will be using something like a slideshow of pictures of screenshots that I took from a discussion with ChatGPT about these additives that Mr. Janez showed in his video. And I will be talking to ChatGPT and asking him some questions about these additives, and I will show ChatGPT's responses in a slideshow. Now, I know this video might be long, so I'm thinking about making a two-part video. So this would be the first part. I will be making two parts because I don't want to make a very long video. So yes, this is most probably going to be the first part, and I will be talking about. First, I will be talking about the most important issues about additives. Uh, and I will be showing you that we should also understand that without these additives, we wouldn't be able to smoke the tobacco that we're smoking because it would be an awful experience. Um, However, the problem with additives in pipe tobacco or tobacco in general is the lack of transparency, because the problem is not that these are harmful. Tobacco itself is harmful. We all know that. We are adults, and we know that. We expose ourselves to that. Um, does do additives make it more harmful? You will see in this video. But like I said, the problem is not that tobacco has additives. The problem is the lack of transparency of the producers, and not just pipe tobacco producers, but in general. And as you will later see, there is a reason for that. And ChatGPT gave me a good response to that. So, some people might be aware that additives are in tobacco, even when it's presented as natural tobacco, say like straight Virginia, okay? And some people might be crazy about the fact that some straight Virginia, I'm not going to say any brand, any blend, but some straight Virginias, when they are, how should I say, aged, yeah, okay. So when straight Virginia is aged, most of us are really excited to see those sugar crystals on tobacco, and we think that that is something that has to do with the quality of tobacco. No, it is true that tobacco itself has natural sugars, but the natural sugars in tobacco are not that high. And what we are seeing when those sugar crystals appear is actually an added sugar, added with water, like a syrup or something. Okay? So when the sugars appear, it's actually when the tobacco lost most of its moisture, most of the water in it, so the sugars come and appear on the top of the tobacco. Again, it's not something that shows the quality of the tobacco, not always, okay? It's mostly because sugar is added to it. It's not the natural sugar of the leaf, as some people might think. So this is one of the problems of the problem of transparency that we have. And yeah, I want to make this video an educational video, just like Mr. Janez did. And like I said, I don't want to copy Mr. Janez. I want to complete the information that he gave us. And most probably in the second part, in the second video, I will be talking about each of the additives, what they are, what is their purpose in tobacco, and so on. So right now, what I'm going to do is to start the slideshow with some very important questions. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So let's get started. Okay, so I hope you can hear me loud enough and clear enough. So this is the first screenshot of the slideshow from the discussion that I had with ChatGPT. And the first question is, does tobacco contain sugar? And as you can see from the response, yes, tobacco naturally contains small amounts of sugars, and additional sugars are often added. You can pause this video whenever you want to read the entire screenshot, but I will only be reading the things that I marked with red. So continuing, what ChatGPT says here is that sugars don't make tobacco sweet in the nutritional sense. They don't provide dietary sugar, but they do alter how smoke tastes and feels. So added sugar alters the smoke taste and how it feels. Okay, and now the second screenshot. In cigarette tobacco, we're not interested, but in pipe tobacco, it says pipe tobaccos often contain added sugars, honey, or sweet casings for aroma and smoothness. We know about the sweet casings. Many of the producers talk about this, but they don't say about the added sugar. And continuing, it says that sugar content can range from 10 to 35% by weight in heavily flavored blends. 35% is a lot, but let's get further. This is the third screenshot that I made. It's about the health impact of the sugars. If you are interested, what it happens when it's burnt. So this is a small thing that we are already aware of the health impact. So let's get further. The fourth one, here is a more detailed summary that shows the sugar levels in tobacco products, both natural and added. And here it says that the cigar filler, air cured tobacco, it has much lower sugar content. And you will see further in this video that indeed cigars are the least have the least additives compared to pipe tobacco and cigarette tobacco. they have the least additives, uh, and some of them don't have at all. But anyway, the actual content varies greatly by tobacco type. Flue cured versus air cured, blend, brand, and region. Again, you can pause, you can read this entire summary. So let's get further. This fifth uh, this fifth screenshot again is a sheet of categories, examples with types of tobacco, with the natural sugars of the leaf and the added sugars, and then the total sugars in filler. And on the right you will see the notes like what it does. Flue curing preserves sugars, for example, highest natural levels, whatever. Again, pause this video, read it, because if I'm going to read it, it's going to take a long time and it's going to be a long video. Unfortunately, here doesn't say anything about the pipe tobacco in general. This is actually about roll your own tobacco, chewing tobacco, moist snuff, snus. I'm not sure if Virginia, when they're talking about Virginia, it's about the Virginia in pipe tobacco or not, or American blend, but or burley heavy, air cured. But anyway, let's get further. Okay, and now to the sixth screenshot, which is the last screenshot about sugar added in tobacco. Actually, sugar in tobacco, natural sugars in tobacco, and added sugar. So, examples: Virginia English style, brands marketed as Virginia or bright blends, American blend, most sorry, I'm using some Romanian here, but helpful specifics and caveats. You can read this up. I'm not going to read it for you. So here is something very interesting that I didn't see. Several in Canada and US EU rules, several jurisdictions restrict or ban adding sugars beyond replacing those lost in curing in cigarettes, which limits added sugar in those markets. It says in cigarettes, but I'm not sure if that is the same with pipe tobacco. Now, let's get further. In this screenshot, I asked, why aren't tobacco producers showing us these additives like other products do on their labels? And like you see, ChatGPT said that food, cosmetics, and drugs list their ingredients clearly, but tobacco products generally do not. And below it says why. And the first thing is, tobacco is legally a special category product. You can read further, pause this video, see what it says. And now let's get further to the eighth screenshot. Additive disclosure requirements exist, but not to customers. This is saying basically what I will be showing about why aren't tobacco producers showing us these additives. These are some responses. So take your time, pause this video, read. I'm not going to read to you. Getting further at the 9th screenshot. This is interesting. Some countries now publish partial lists. Personally, I never saw any list of sweeteners or flavorings or humectants like it says here about the EU, Brazil and EU list additive categories, and limit or ban certain ones that like characterizing flavors. I think this is about cigarettes. I'm not sure, but I think this is about cigarettes, not pipe tobacco. Still, the average smoker never sees those detailed lists. So, we won't see it on the tin, on the tobacco package, or whatever, cigarette package, sorry. And this is important to why consumers don't get the info. The tobacco industry is legally bound to warn about health risks, but not to market the product's composition. Regulators focus labeling space on graphic health warnings, not on ingredients, to avoid implying any brand is safer than other. There's also a fear that detailed ingredient lists could normalize tobacco, make it seem like food labeling, safe product. Okay, this makes a lot of sense, and I understand why they don't give this information to customers. So let's get further on the 10th screenshot. And here we have the 10th screenshot that explains in short why aren't tobacco producers showing us these additives. As you can see, the reasons and effects. Okay, so summary: tobacco companies do have to report their additives, but usually only regulators, not on the pack. Their secrecy persists because of trade secret protections, industry influence, and different legal standards for inherently harmful products. The result is that you, the consumer, can see what's actually in it. Even though those same chemicals, if found in food, would have to be listed in detail. Okay, so we're done with that. Let's get further. This new screenshot, I asked, are these sugar, propylene glycol, gum arabic, and flavors harmful or toxic? Do they make natural tobacco more harmful? Because we know that tobacco itself is harmful. And the short answer is yes. These additives are individually considered safe in foods, but when burned or inhaled in tobacco smoke, many become toxic and make tobacco more harmful. We are aware of the risks, and we are adults, and we are responsible for our actions. So, but we have to be informed, okay? This is to be informed. We already know that it's not okay to smoke with or without additives, but we should know about these things, and many people don't. So, anyway, let's get further. The food safe versus smoke safe problem. Additives like sugar, propylene glycol, gum arabic, and flavorings are approved for eating, not burning or inhaling. When these ingredients are combusted, they decompose into reactive chemicals that are not safe. The thing is that we as pipe smokers don't inhale the smoke. Most of us don't. Some do. Some inhale the smoke, some don't. But most pipe smokers don't inhale the smoke. Pipe smoking is not intended for inhaling the smoke, so it's just like cigar smoking, okay? So we are not really in danger, but cigarette smokers, yeah, most probably they are uh, in more, how should I say, risk. Okay, let's get further to the 12th um, to the 12th screenshot about sugars, sucrose, glucose, fructose. Uh, what is their purpose? Its flavor and smoothness. When burned, uh, they form some things that I'm not going to try to spell that are toxic and carcinogenic compounds. So that is something that we should take into account. Sweetened smoke is easier to inhale, which can increase smoke intake. Uh, you will see later that many additives added to tobacco make the tobacco not just sweeter, but they make the tobacco uh, available to smoke, because without these additives, the tobacco itself would be unsmokable. Pure tobacco would be unsmokable, but you will see this later. Now, let's go to propylene glycol. I hope I spelled it right. The purpose is a humectant, which keeps the tobacco moist, and that is a very important thing because we want our tins to keep their moisture, not to become, uh, not to become very. I'm losing my words. Sorry, you get the point. So when burnt or heated, produces blah 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 blah, potent irritants and toxic aldehydes. I hope I spelled it correctly. Acts as a carrier for nicotine and other volatile compounds, facilitating deeper inhalation. Again, this is not a problem for pipe smokers or cigar smokers because we don't inhale the smoke. So, in food and cosmetic is safe. In smoke, contributes to respiratory irritation and toxic aldehydes. So let's get further to the 13th print screen. We have the gum arabic, and the purpose is binder, not just binder for cigars, because it's used in pipe tobacco as well. Gum arabic is available in pipe tobacco. Okay, so binder, coating, and flavor adhesive. When burned, being a complex carbohydrate, it breaks down into carbon monoxide, aldehydes, and tars. Okay, informed harmless in smoke, adds extra combustion byproducts, increasing particulate matter. And now getting to flavors, which are not a mystery. Uh, Pipe tobacco, when it's aromatic, we know it has flavors. The problem is that many tobaccos that are presented as non-aromatic tobaccos actually do have added flavors, as you will see in Mr. Janez's video, and you will be very, very disappointed by some blends. But the purpose of flavors like vanillin, cocoa, caramel, menthol, etc., is to improve taste and mask harshness. To improve taste, that's obvious, but masking harshness is very important. Let me light up the pipe again. Because natural tobacco is very harsh. Okay? So some flavors are needed. Okay? Again, in smoking, it enhances addiction and increase inhaled toxins. Again, this is not for pipe tobacco. We don't inhale, but yeah, we can see here what happens when it is burnt. What happens when these flavors are burnt. Again, pause this video, read, and then go further. Now to the 14th screenshot. Do they make natural tobacco more harmful? Yes, in multiple ways, and it explains why. So this is like a sheet that shows you how it makes tobacco more harmful. So let's get further to the 15th. Natural or additive free tobacco. This is important. Like it says here, some brands advertise additive free or organic tobacco, and pipe tobacco producers tend to make you think that their product is organic, that it is additive free. At least many new pipe smokers think that, and it is not true. While these emit certain chemicals, the smoke from burning any tobacco still contains thousands of toxic compounds. Okay, we know that. Removing additives does not make smoking safe. Again, we know that. And at the bottom, there's the summary. So let's get further to the 16th screenshot. So here I am asking how many of these additives are also used for cigars, because many pipe smokers are also cigar smokers, and of course, for the information of our brothers in tobacco, the cigar smokers. And this is very, very interesting, because basically what this says is that premium hand-rolled cigars that are made from whole tobacco leaves don't have added flavorings, or have few to no added flavorings or humectants, sometimes small natural casings. On the other hand, when we're talking about machine-made cigars or cigarillos, they do contain many of the same additives as cigarettes. So this is quite an issue. But yeah, apparently the most natural tobaccos that we have are in cigars, not in pipe tobacco, and definitely not in cigarettes. So let's get further to the 17th screenshot. Common additives in cigars. This is a spreadsheet, let's say list of the additives, and it shows us if they are used in cigars, their purpose, and the notes. So you will see that some of them are used in cigars, some of them are not. Sugars are added to machine made cigars, but I don't think that premium hand rolled cigars have sugars added. When it comes to propylene glycol, they have, because it's very important to keep the tobacco, uh, first of all, moist, and second of all, to keep bacteria away, to protect the tobacco. Many cigar smokers actually use propylene glycol in their humidors. So, yeah, this is known, but this is an additive. Glycerin, it is used again as a humectant, but also as a mild sweetener. I don't think this one is used in premium cigars. Gum arabic is obviously used for the binder and adhesive, so uh, it's necessary for the cigar to have the gum arabic uh, for the cigar tips, okay, not in the filler itself. Flavors, uh, this is available in flavored cigars. So, sugary casings, molasses caramel, yes, but again, I don't think it's used in premium cigars. Preservatives like potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, sometimes. Organic acids, citric, lactic, malic, etc. Sometimes. Again, pause this video and look at it if you're interested in cigars. So let's get further to the 18th screenshot, and this is premium cigars versus machine-made cigarillos. Okay, machine-made cigarillos and premium cigars, these are two very different things. A cigar is a cigar, a cigarillo is a cigarillo. They are not the same thing. They should have been premium cigars and machine-made cigars, not cigarillos. But anyway, we can see that a machine-made cigarillo is chemically much closer to a cigarette than to hand-rolled premium cigars. Obviously, it says that cigar smoke is highly toxic, which we know. So, let's get further, okay? In short, the additives added, if they are used or not in cigars, and their effects. Summary, yes, cigars, especially machine-made ones, use many of the same additives found in cigarettes. But again, if we're talking about premium cigars, they won't have additives, or they will have some additives to keep them, to keep their humidity and to keep away bacteria, okay, and that's it. So no flavors added and stuff like that. So and it says only premium hand-rolled cigars tend to be mostly addictive free, relying on fermentation and a natural tobacco flavor, though they remain as carcinogenic when smoked. Okay, let's get further to the 20th uh, print screen. How would tobacco taste without these additives? And I think this is very important, because you know we are angry that producers are keeping this information away from us, but we don't really understand why these additives are actually used. And you will see that without these additives, the tobacco would be unsmokable. So let's see what ChatGPT said here. It says without additives, most tobacco would taste far harsher, more bitter, more acrid, and much less pleasant to smoke or chew. Natural tobacco has a very harsh profile. Okay, the nicotine is bitter, peppery, irritating, sour, metallic taste. You get the idea. This is not something that you would like to smoke. Okay, natural tobacco without these additives would be almost unsmokable. Uh, and it says that's why traditional tobaccos undergo curing and fermentation to mellow some of the compounds, but even then it's not exactly pleasant. So let's get further to the 21st. What additives do to the flavor? And this is again very important because um, it shows us the importance of additives. Okay, except flavorings, which should be something that should be available uh, as an information for everyone. Okay, but sugars, humectants, acids, and stuff like that are necessary, as you can see. Um, so these additives don't just decorate the flavor, they transform the sensory experience, taking something harsh and bitter and making it feel sweet, mellow, and familiar. Let's get further. 20-second screenshot what additive free tobacco actually tastes like. And we can see that this is not something we would like to smoke. Strong earthy or grassy taste, pronounced bitterness and dryness, more throat bite and heat, less aroma complexity, less uniform smoke, aftertaste similar to charred leaves or cigar ash. Okay, additive free tobacco tastes very bitter, astringent, and salty. We don't want that, do we? Let's get further. 23rd screenshot. Why manufacturers add so much help? Um, began modifying flavors starting in the 1960s. I had no idea about this. So blended tobaccos, Burley, Oriental Virginia, taste unbalanced without sugar or humectants. That's interesting. Uh, sorry, they wanted smoke that was easier to inhale, and that's for cigarettes, of course. So additives are not just about taste, they're about product engineering to make smoke palatable, consistent, and habit forming. Oh, really? How many do I have? Yeah, there are some. So, 24th, in summary, with additives and without additives. How tobacco would be without additives and how it is with additives. Do we want it with additives or not? I think we do, because that's why we are smoking it, that's why we love it. So, bottom line, natural tobacco tastes sharp, earthy, and unpleasant. Additives are what makes it taste good and feel smooth, but that same smoothness allows users to inhale more deeply, stay addicted longer, and absorb more toxins. Again, this is for cigarettes. Uh, okay, let's get further to the 25th print screen. Can pure natural tobacco be smoked without these additives? Yes, you can absolutely smoke it. Pure natural tobacco without additives, and in fact, That's how tobacco was used for centuries before modern industrial processing. But, and this is key, can doesn't mean pleasant, safe, safe, or even practical. Okay, so tobacco can be smoked. Once cured and dry, is combustible on its own. Okay, we know that. Indigenous people of the Americans have, in the Americas, have smoked pure, untreated tobacco for hundreds of years, often in pipes or rolled leaves. I don't want to know how that tasted. Okay, hand rolled cigars and some natural, and you can see how natural is spelled there. Pipe tobaccos still use minimal or no chemical additives, relying only on natural fermentation and aging to mellow flavor. So yes, if you dry and cure a tobacco leaf properly, you can roll or pipe it and smoke it. Let's get further. But it's extremely harsh and strong. When smoked without additives, natural tobacco produces thick, hot, alkaline smoke, has very strong bitter and pepper taste, burn fast and unevenly, especially air-cured leaves, causes severe throat and nasal irritation, induces coughing and nausea easily. That's why even traditional tobaccos were usually aged and fermented to reduce harshness long before any modern additives were used. Fermentation breaks down ammonia, chlorophyll, some alkaloids, which makes the smoke a little smoother, but still quite intense. Further, what additives changed? And I will let you read this. Pause this video, read it. I'm not going to read it for you right now. So it says what additives changed, why, how it would be with or without. Okay, let's get further. Is additive free tobacco healthier? Not meaningfully. Even pure untreated tobacco smoke still contains all these things that we already know. Tobacco is not something that is healthy. We all know that. So, uh, let's get further. Who still uses natural tobacco today? This is important. Premium cigar makers often they use only fermented whole leaf tobacco, no synthetic flavorings or humectants. Pipe tobacco artisans. Some blends contain just pure leaf with maybe a drop of sugar or rum. That is not the case, and you will see that in Mr. Janez's video. Even the most so-called premium pipe tobaccos have many additives. Okay, additive-free cigarette brands such as American Spirit, I never heard of it, which still uses nitrogen fertilizers and curing methods, but omits chemical casings. Even in those cases, the product is not safe. Oh, really? So, yeah, these are the ones that still use natural tobacco. I think the only one that really uses natural tobacco is the premium cigar maker, which again I think uses only humectants. Uh, okay, let's get further. In summary, we have the aspect, the pure natural tobacco, and additive enhanced tobacco. I will leave you to look at this chart, and the bottom line is you can smoke pure natural tobacco. It is physically possible, but that doesn't mean it's pleasant. It will taste very harsh, burn unevenly. We already went through that, so uh, let's get further to 30. Oh no, this is all that I wanted to discuss today. So um, I will close this slideshow and get back to you in a second. Yeah, so as you can see, as you already seen, I put some uh, important questions to ChatGPT. I got some very interesting responses. And now that we know this, uh, we should understand that pipe tobacco is has additives. Uh, Now we know why it has those additives, because without them it would be unsmokable, almost unsmokable. Maybe some really harsh dude, some really strong dude would be able to smoke that, but it wouldn't be pleasant. We smoke pipes, pipe tobacco, because it is pleasant, and to make it pleasant they use additives. Are those additives harmful? Yes. Is tobacco harmful? Yes. But we are grown ups, okay? We are responsible for our actions. And I personally, honestly, don't encourage any uh, teenager, any kid, any underage person to smoke cigarettes, pipe, cigar. No, don't do that. But that is a subject for another video. Alright, so this was the first video that's already, I think, 40 minutes, and I'm sorry for that. I hope you had the patience to go through it all. And after I close this, I will continue with the second video. So take care, and until next time, take care and happy puffing.